Brunch. I am your host, Karan Pierre. And man, we got a whole lot of things to talk about. Jalen Brunson's most notorious critic triples down on their sentiment regarding our captain. Of course, today's flagship topic will be how the NBA should be praising the Knicks for saving the NBA Finals. We will discuss exactly how the Knicks have done that. The Knicks have a significant rest advantage in the last two rounds, coming off of two consecutive sweeps. But how will this rest advantage for the NBA Finals be different from the past? We'll also talk about Jalen Brunson and his role in the 99 Finals. In NJ Transit double downs, triple down, quadruple down on their sentiments regarding their plans for the World Cup and how that will impact the Knicks NBA Finals. And we will discuss the phenomenon of the New York Knicks becoming a super team overnight. So buckle up your seatbelts and strap in for an action-packed show on this episode of the Blue and Orange Brunch. What's up, Knicks Nation? Welcome to the show. I am your host, Karan Pierre, the Objective Fan, and I'm straight out of Kings County, New York City's finest. Man, you know the vibes. Tell a friend that we live, man. Hey, welcome to the show. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. Man, we still cooking with hot grease. Salute to everybody in the building, but before we begin, we do have to address the proper formality. We have to smash that like button. All right, so on your way in, smash that like button so we can let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. And of course, we're on the road to 10,000 subs, and we need your help. Because in the last 28 days, well over 50% of you guys who watch are not subscribed. So subscribe now and help us close the gap. All right. Each time we reach certain subscriber milestones, we do have special giveaways. And the first is the 5K giveaway, where we will give away this rookie Jalen Brunson. All you have to do is subscribe. No phone number, no email, no janky website. Subscribe now, and you will automatically be entered in a chance to win this card, man. So big time salute to everybody in the building. All right. I ain't going to go to research mode. I do appreciate you guys. Let me see who's in the building. ASAP. All right. My man Quest ENT. Big time salute to you. All right. Geraldine. Big time salute to you. Maxine, the super producer. What's going on? All right. AP. What's good? Lawrence. Okay. I see you in the building. All right. I'm not sure what the flop thing is, man. You must be talking about yourself. Big time salute to Travel Vibes. I see you in the building. No doubt. Darlene, in the place to be. What's good? Cleo, what's up? I see you, Cleo, OKF Nation. One of the latest mods on the channel. Papa Giorgio, what's going on? Angelica, in the house. Man, we got an action-packed show. I see the house is filling in, so smash that like button on the way in. And my man AP got something to say earlier. I'm going to get to it ASAP. He says, Ron, I'm worried about the OKC referees. Yo, y'all want to know something funny? Y'all the only people to call me Ron. Nobody is in my life has ever called me Ron. I was just a straight Karan. I never was Ron. I had some other nicknames, But I've never been around before. I guess that's cool. I ain't mad at it. But in terms of the referees, man, listen, y'all. I'm getting to that, but I don't think that the referees are the excuse. I don't think the referees are the excuse. I think as long as we play basketball the right way, we continue to make the right adjustments, we follow what Coach Brown is telling us, I think we'll be okay. So AP, don't get bummed out by the referees just yet. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about. And honestly, I think we'll be okay. The referees have been a problem across the board throughout the playoffs, but I'm gonna get to it in a second. Why I think it's a little bit more complicated than just the referees. Okay. By the way, I'm gonna give a big time salute to myself. To all the people who follow me on my Substack, you guys know I literally dropped the article right before the show. I did not want to do the show until I was finished with the article. All right. Now, the one thing I don't like about writing articles is the editing process. Okay. The editing, I take this out, put this back. It's just a lot goes on with editing. But it's finished. And the title of the article, if you don't know why the Knicks are standing at the top of the mountain, looking down at OKC. All right. Or the Knicks are at the top of the mountain, looking down at OKC. Right. And you can read it on my Substack. I'm going to take you guys there in a second, but I'm happy that I finished it. All right. I'm happy that I finished it. And it's a really good read. Really is. It has a lot of information in it. I had to go into the 82 Nights, you know what I'm saying? The 82 Nights Club, pulling stats out of there. And just, I was cooking, and I wanted to see what would happen in last night's game. And we're going to talk about that in a second, but I just want to let you guys know that is done. Tonight, I may be back or I may not be back for another show. There is no game tonight. If I do get some crazy news, we'll be back. All right. But as far as the Blue and Orange Brunch, these shows will continue throughout the week. All right. Tomorrow we will be back once again. Around the same time. Well, probably a little bit earlier because I do have an appointment. But so tomorrow should be an earlier show. Probably a little before 1, and then Friday afternoon show as well. And tomorrow we will have the members only op watch party. That's to watch the elimination game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Just to give you guys an update as to what's going on. I will be going live throughout the week while waiting for the Knicks next game. The show never stops over here. Oh, another thing I wanted to let you know that if the Oklahoma City Thunder win tomorrow, and I do expect them to win, we will do the Pick'ems Challenge right after that. And then the Pick'ems Challenge will pretty much go on throughout the, you have time to make your picks right before the game. The first game is going to be Wednesday the 3rd, I think. I think it's Wednesday the 3rd. That'll be the first game of the NBA Finals. So you will have time to make your picks by then. All right. And I'll have time to do my 10 Keys show. This is going to be fire. I like it. I think that's all for the updates. I'm going to go into research mode really quickly. Bam. All right. So I want to take a look at, close these windows out. I'm gonna take a look at the game from last night. Usually on this show during the season and throughout the playoffs, we review the scores. That's how we usually start the show. Right now, there's only one game in town as the Knicks wait the winner of this series, and that is the Oklahoma City Thunder versus the San Antonio Spurs. I had a brain freeze just now. And then I'll preview the next game too, but let's just start here now with last night's game. So last night's game, I told you so. Yeah, I told you so. I never was high on the San Antonio Spurs. I always knew that the Spurs would be food, and they crumbled last night. AP's talking about the refs. I mean, really quickly, if you want to take a glance at it, Both teams shot over 30 free throws. The San Antonio Spurs shot 32 free throws. Oklahoma shot 38. I mean, what discrepancy was there? Did they miss calls? They always miss calls. That's what the refs are going to do. If you're going to use that as an excuse for why the Oklahoma City Thunder were a +7 on the glass, why do we ignore that factor? The Spurs was killing OKC on the glass. Last night, they get killed on the glass. They also shot 29% from three. I told y'all that the Oklahoma City Thunder three-point defense is trash. Are we not going to hold the Spurs accountable, or are we just going to jump to the refs because they lost? No. They got their butts whooped. They were in over their head, and they're playing against a team that has injured players. Their second best player is hurt, and Mitchell was hurt. Not to make I'm not making the excuse. I'm just saying the matchup that San Antonio has to be down 3-2 while having these advantages, I can't give them the referee excuse. If you're not going to give OKC the injury excuse, then you shouldn't give the San Antonio Spurs the referee excuse. Victor Wembanyama shot 12 free throws. Okay, I know Gilgeous shot 17, but Wemby got 12. You know, two can play that game, right? But I'm not concerned about OKC. I mean, they still had 16 turnovers. The Spurs had 15 turnovers, which is bad. But, I mean, it wasn't the end of the world. I can't remember what the points off the turnovers were. I mean, yeah, they conceded 26 points off turnovers, I guess. No, 20 points off turnovers, which is bad. But OKC conceded 22. I mean, what are we talking about here? They just lost, man. It has nothing to do with the referees. Please, AP, let's not go with the referees, man. You know, we have to play our game. We can control the rebounds. We can control the turnovers. How many points we concede off turnovers? Fast break points. The Spurs had 26 fast break points. Okay, the Thunder only had 9. Like, where are we going? The Spurs were overmatched and they dropped the ball on themselves. All right. And really quickly, and I'm going to get into some of these Knicks topics. All right. We got a whole bunch of topics, but the key topic today, we're going to talk about how the Knicks saved the NBA Finals. All right. And then we'll get into the phone lines. But this is tomorrow's game, game 6 of the Spurs and the Thunder. We will be watching this game together. The members only watch party. If you want to be in the building, all you got to do is join the channel. Okay. And that'll put you in the building. We will have a panel show. You can hop on the panel with me and discuss the game and hang out, have fun. The last time we wound up spending like 4 hours together, just talking about all types of crazy stuff. It's always a fun time when we do the panel shows. And then this will be the precursor to maybe a pick'em show if the Oklahoma City Thunder can win. From what I can tell right now, well, the Spurs are -3.5. They are the favorite to win the game. All right. And let me see. Ooh, AJ Mitchell's a game time decision. Okay, that's interesting. You normally don't want to play around with the calf, whether he's there or not. For our series, it don't make a difference to me. I'm gonna keep it real. But this is something to pay attention to. These brothers may be available tomorrow. If AJ Mitchell can play, forget Williams. If Mitchell can play, I'm not trying to dismiss Williams. Williams is a former All-Star, right? Not this season, but last season. This year he was plagued by injuries. But if he can play, that'll cement the Oklahoma City Thunder's chances to close this team out in the sweep. AJ Mitchell is balling in this series and in the playoffs, but more in particular against the Oklahoma City Thunder. My man AP says, let me see. He said, that's the team name OKC referee. Hey, yo, I hear you. But we cannot be too concerned. By the way, continue to smash that like button like my man AEP just said. We do appreciate y'all support. We have to continue to let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. And we can only do so by smashing the like button. All right. I do appreciate your support. And to all the people who just joined the show, this is the Blue and Orange Brunch. And we got a whole lot of topics and things to discuss today. So, make sure you guys do your part and smash that like button. So I'm going to start off. There's a lot of, oh my goodness. There's a lot of good topics. Okay. I was going to start with the haters, but I'm going to start off with a good topic because I can never embrace the hate. I always deflect it. I never embrace it. I always deflect it. But I'm going to start with a feel-good story. Jalen Brunson, all right? How does this young star for the New York Knicks today, how does he impact the 1999 finals? Well, we're going to talk about that. Jalen Brunson was a part of the last Knicks NBA Finals team as a toddler. Now he is the star. Big time salute to Jalen Brunson, man. All right. Brunson spent his time around his father's 1999 New York team, the last team to reach the championship. All right. And he was a 2-year-old at the time. Wow. Makes me feel old. Okay. After the Knicks advanced on Monday to the NBA Finals for the first time since 99, their star guard appeared calm amid the team celebration. Brunson is 29 now. When he was a toddler, however, he was a regular in the Knicks locker room during the 1998-99 season, as his father, Rick, was the backup guard on the last New York team to play for the NBA championship. Salute to the Brunsons for giving us this full circle moment. All right. I'm not shocked by Jalen's career, but I'm really happy for it. Chris Dudley. How many of you guys remember Chris Dudley? Chris Dudley, a center on the 99 team, told NBC News, he allowed, it was a little bit surreal to have Rick's sons to be a part of the Knicks. All right. The Knicks reached the finals by winning a historically lopsided fashion, 11 consecutive victories by an average margin of more than 25 points. When Brunson was awarded the most valuable player of the conference finals Monday, Knicks icon Patrick Ewing helped hand them the trophy, which was fire, okay? And Ewing talked about his time as a baby as well. I've been knowing Jalen since he was a baby, okay? Of course, he was the Hall of Fame center, the heart and soul of the Knicks from 1985 to 2000. 15 years. That helped shape 15 years of a lot of our lives who came up during those times. He would always be in the locker room, always bouncing the ball, following me all over. Salute to Jalen Brunson, man, for following the legend Patrick Ewing. But, it's a family affair here in New York City, and it's been that way consistently for a while. And Jalen Brunson, who was around in 99, even though he was a baby, but he was there. And he has the opportunity and the chance to experience this feat with this team. And some of the guys are still around, like Ewing, like Rick Brunson. Of course, his dad was there. Allen Houston is there, right? A lot of the guys who are LJ Sprewell, those guys. LJ was working with the team. Those guys still stuck around. So it's a beautiful sight to see, Jalen Brunson, returning back to the finals with this team, a real full circle moment. My question for you is, Jalen Brunson, our leader, it's clearly his destiny to take us to the mountaintop. Do you think him being a baby in the finals and his backbone, his DNA, his upbringing is what separates him from the other quote unquote short guards and why he is the anomaly to bring us to the top? So do you think Jalen Brunson, with his background, is that the reason why he will take us over the mountaintop? So we could talk about that as well. Big time salute to my man, AP. He says, made the finals. Townsend Brunson will be retired. Okay, he said they'll be retired as a duo. If we win, it does the whole lineup. I'm saying, hold on. If we win it, does the whole lineup get retired? Ooh, I like that. Does the whole lineup get retired? What do you guys think about that? I'm gonna take a crack at the question. I'm gonna say no. No, the whole lineup doesn't get retired unless they become a dynasty. Now, if they become a dynasty, they could be retired. But I think Brunson gets one championship, he'll retire. You know. But as far as the other guys, I don't know if they will continue to command that cachet because, Brunson is the undoubted hero of this team. There was no doubt in anyone's minds that he was the MVP. So usually the star player gets to stay. I mean, you've seen it in the Bulls. Horace Grant was removed, right? And he was a key contributor to their finals run. You could argue he was the third best player on the team, right? They always shift gears. Um, so only the stars usually stay. So yeah, maybe Town stays as well, but I do think it will take possibly multiple championships. But it's great to see Jalen Brunson, go through that full circle moment. And we look to continue to see Jalen Brunson's elevation. But this is why it's good to have the youngins around because we're shaping them, we're molding them. You just never know where they can go. And like you see some of the footage of Jalen Brunson, that came out of him working hard as a young player. His father pushing him. This is why certain elements are nothing to you. Like me, right? My father used to take us through the rough parts of the town, the hoop. So like when I go hoop now, I've been in some real hostile environment. It's nothing to me to go play my game. So like your upbringing, it helps shape who you are as a player and where you continue to go in your development. And he is him and we are them. Right. By the way, really quickly, I want to take y'all to my article. So I'm gonna take y'all on the journey really quickly because I wrote this today. But I'm gonna show y'all something. I keep always telling y'all the best way to get at me is the Linktree link, which is the link in the right corner, the top right corner of the screen is also pinned in the description. I just want to show you. This is my Linktree page, right? All right, we got the merch on there. We'll talk more about that later. But like my Linktree has everything that I have going on. And you could just go there and check it out. Now, my Substack is also there as well. So all you got to do is click on my Substack link and bam, all right? And you will see my article, man. Go check it out. The Knicks are staring down from the mountaintop at OKC, okay? I just wrote this. It's finished. It's finalized. I would go over it. Maybe I may spend some time with it later, but it's a good read. It's a real article. You feel what I'm saying? It's not just a 3-paragraph essay. All right, it's really good. I think I did a great job of breaking down why the Knicks are at the top of the mountain, and I described what this whole process is all about. So go check it out. We ain't got no games today. So all you got to do is hit my Substack and check out my article. Let me shift gears really quickly. So since I talked about the love, I think we got to deal with the hate. One thing I learned in this world is that, when you're doing good things in life, you're going to have a lot of people who hate you. And they will consistently to hate on you all day. And the bottom line is, Becky Hammond, at some point, you have to accept the fact that you were wrong. All right. When I was wrong about Denver making it to the finals, being our opponent, I had the Knicks and Denver in the finals. When Denver lost, I didn't excuse it away. I acknowledged the fact that Denver lost. And sometimes people have a hard time with taking that accountability and admitting that they were wrong. And for me, it's very simple. My goal is to get it right. And I know in life that you mostly get it wrong to get it right. So it's okay with being wrong, but you're dealing with a lot of personalities and there's a lot of competition for people's attention. So people do bizarre things to maintain your viewing eye. And a lot of us, and me included, we may support things that may not be the most fruitful. And we get caught up and we get, sucked into a whirlwind of mess. And yeah, I mean, it's just a very interesting thing to me. All right, hold on, really quickly before I get into that, let me give a big time salute to my man A Level, OKF Nation. He used the super member chat, a member super chat. He says, "Do we know that beating the Cavs might have been a sweet redemption for Mike Brown? Damn, Gilbert fired him twice." Hey, yo, salute to that. We did talk about that A Level. We talked about that the other day. It was a caller, I think it might have been Tugboat or one of them, who said that Mike Brown, this was redemption for him. This is why, yeah, I think it was Tugboat. This is why the Knicks went so hard, because he was fired twice by the Cavs. And the second time, I really felt it was the catalyst for any, malice or perpetuation of Mike Brown having ill feelings towards the Cavaliers franchise. And usually that's just a competitive thing as well. Like, you just want to show the ops or the opposing side that you are really him. So, yeah, we did talk about that. And, my thought process on it is that, Mike Brown, he has improved dramatically as a coach from Cleveland. And even from going to Sacramento, he's better today because he learned from those experiences, the things that he failed, and then he learned how to win and be a champion from his time as an assistant, right? And I think this Mike Brown we had now, who is willing to collaborate and work together with Leon Rose, they're putting together something magical. So yes, I do think it was personal against the Cavaliers, even though I don't think Mike Brown made any comments on that personally about, uh, his time in Cleveland. He may have, but I don't think it was, I'm getting my revenge on Cleveland. That's something that I would do. I'm, as a competitor, I'm always looking for an advantage. Okay. Now, Becky Hammond, double down, triple down, quadruple down on Brunson. Now, remember, she was the big proponent of Jalen Brunson being too small, right, to be a 1A on a championship team. Okay. She really went hard. So this is what she said on Tuesday. All right. "I speak from experience." Okay. Allen Iverson got MVP and he lost in the finals. "I think the two best teams are probably in the West." Why is that? Why the two best teams by default? You see, in my article, I debunked that whole narrative that the regular season record should outweigh what's happening now in the playoffs. So why do the two better teams got to be in the West? According to what standard? You're looking at the regular season. And we don't really give a damn about the regular season. This is the postseason. Why are we talking about a time that is not even here anymore? Where are we going, Becky? So when she says she has the experiences, yes, you was a small guard and you used to get cooked, Becky. You were a good player, but you got cooked and you couldn't get it done. So now you're projecting. Stop projecting your failures on another player. I'm not saying you were trash, but you got cooked. You never won nothing for us. Your time as a Liberty. I'm not sure how many of you guys knew that or remembered that, but she never did nothing. So when she said that she speak from experience, I know exactly what she's talking about. But they're probably in the West. But I'm up for being proven wrong. No, you're not. You're hoping that we lose, and that makes you a hater. Because every person right now who has doubted the Knicks, for the most part, have come around to say, yo, these Knicks are for real. And you are the only one holding on to the past, Becky. And I have a problem with it. All right. Anyway, because you're continuing to triple down. It's one thing if you don't speak on it. Don't say nothing. But now when you speak on something, you become content. And we're going to talk about you. That's the other thing. I think Jalen Brunson is a hell of a player. That's what they always try to say before they, put the knife in you. You a hell of a player, but then they put that knife in you. And I'm speaking historically on the NBA with what I said. I don't know why everybody's so stuck on that. I said it 2 years ago. I said what I said. If he proves me wrong, he proves me wrong. I got a question for y'all. Why do you think Becky is a hater? Why do you think she's hating on Brunson? Keep it real. So we can add that to the list if you want to talk about it. I'm not going to go any more deeper than that, but I just feel like Becky, she's just bugging the hell out. What we could talk about next is NJ Transit really quickly. NJ Transit. So NJ Transit, they put their foot down. They said, "Listen, man, we will not make any goddamn changes for the New York Knicks. That's your problem. Deal with it." NJ Transit won't change World Cup plans for Knicks finals games, favoring soccer tourists over local sports fans. NJ Transit won't change the World Cup plans to give the Knicks fans a direct ride, okay, to an historic playoff home game, okay? Favoring soccer tourists over local sports lovers. New York City's on fire. We already know MSG with the Knicks, they going crazy. All right. Knicks buff headed to the game from Jersey will have to switch to an inconvenient PATH train to get into Midtown, as Penn Station, right beneath the Garden, has been reserved only for World Cup ticket holders for much of the day, and NJ Transit refuses to change the policy. I'm gonna tell you the reason why. Those tickets to go to the soccer event will cost you about 90 something dollars to get over there. Yeah. So they don't want to charge their regular prices to the regular people who are not going to the soccer. So, I mean, it's just a straight up, a monopoly like move where you're the only real player in town. Yes, you could take that PATH train, but anybody who takes the train knows the PATH train is not the train you would like to take, especially if you live further out in Jersey. Right now, if you live in Jersey City and stuff like that, you'll be fine. But the people who rely on those other chains, I'm sorry, not the PATH train, who rely on the NJ Transit trains, you will be restricted to go through the PATH. And I'm telling you right now, that's going to be a nightmare for Jersey people who are going to the game. So now these people have to take Ubers. And that Uber price is going to be crazy. Or you could take the PATH train and making your commute even worse. So that's where we are with the NJ Transit. They doubled down, tripled down, quadrupled down. They said, look, we ain't making no changes. That's just what it is. And then I'm gonna really quickly, before I get to the flagship topic, I do want y'all to smash that like button. All right. It's very important to continue to let the YouTube algorithm know that this is the place to be. I see a lot of you guys in the building, but a lot of you guys hadn't smashed that like button. So if you could please do that, we would appreciate it. All right. It helps let the YouTube algorithm know where we are. And also subscribe if you're not subscribed, because we know well over half of you guys who are watching right now, you guys are just not subscribed. So we need you guys to help us close the gap. All right. And we got prizes and giveaways to our lucky and loyal subscribers along the way. All right. Now, I want to get into the reason why we're here. We're going to talk about the Knicks just saved the NBA Finals and where we are as a fan base and just Knick Nation, period, from the players to everybody who's a part of Knick Nation. This is a real monumental time. And the stars are beginning to align. And the league has been wanting this, but I don't think that the league is doing anything manipulation wise. I'm somebody who believes that the truth is stranger than fiction. So you don't have to rig nothing. if you just let them play, it'll be the most exciting thing ever. Because the moves just don't make any sense if it was deliberate. I think that if these days were deliberate, like the Knicks push to the finals, if there was some sort of extra help or extra thingy, I don't think that it would, because it will always be a question as to why didn't you do this last year? Getting all this money. And yes, the money has to do with this. It's the sports world and it's the business of basketball. So I want to get into how the Knicks are saving the NBA. And I came across this literally, I was going in a different direction for the show. But then I came across this news. I said, "Oh, this is what we got to talk about today." Because I was going to leave with Becky the hater, but I said, I don't want to give Becky much light like that because she don't really hold no damn weight. So I said, yeah, we're going to talk about the Knicks once again having to save the league. So let me go right into research mode. Bam! NBA Finals ratings have plummeted since 2019. And the league is banking on the Knicks to reverse the trend. What does that mean? Now, one could argue, well, the league, they are tired of losing money. So now we're going to get the Knicks up in there. You could say that. You could say that, but we just going to take a look at the numbers. This is why I like to go to a variety of sources. You know, you shouldn't just read one news publication. You should go to a variety of different views and read different articles on the same thing because you're going to get different viewpoints, different sources, different information. And this is what I came across just by just doing research, just looking up stuff. And look at the views. I'm going to get to the numbers, but I could start here though. Finals viewership averaged 18.66 million from 2015 to 2019, but has fallen to just 10.45 million since 2020. Do y'all see that? That's terrible news. So if I can just talk about the networks really quickly, this is why the Knicks, right? Or well, Dolan's fight with the league, you know, not just the Knicks. Let's take it to the boss of all bosses. Dolan's fight with the league is that they're taking away from the local networks because the league is maximizing the national networks. And the reason why the league is doing that is because the model is way more successful. You get more eyeballs on your product than restricting or having less national TV games that will go to the local network. So that's what the battle with Dolan was fighting all this time. Like, hey, you take it away from the local markets, you know? And the local markets definitely have been struggling. But this expansion of NBC, Amazon hasn't helped the local market at all. But it does help the overall NBA as a whole because now they get paid from that TV money, not your ticket sales. It's from that TV money. Okay. So we know the Knicks, they got to the finals in a long time. Listen to this. Last year's, and this is for the conspiracy people. Last year's finals between the Thunder and Pacers was on pace to become the least watched NBA finals outside the COVID bubble years. Until game 7 slightly lifted the average. So to my conspiracy people, you know, y'all are going to argue, well, they saw what happened last year. We know Silver, he's pushing for the small market, independent teams. He wants them to rise up. He wants parity. That's why we have the apron system, which prevents the Knicks from, you know, getting Greek salad and keeping Mitch and doing all of these things because you have certain restrictions and not just the money. It's the losing of picks. It's the inability to go into a different salary range. There's a lot that comes with the apron politics. So you're pushing a league to be like the NFL, where there's different teams have the opportunity to win every single year. And this is what the fight is with with Dolan. He's representing himself really, but there's an argument that could be made that, well, why do we have to continue to support the smaller market so much? If they can't compete, then they can't compete. Why am I limited in my ability to sign Reeves, trade for Giannis, sign Mitchell Robinson, sign this, sign that? Why do I have to be restricted because they can't afford to do what I'm doing? You got a team like Indiana who hasn't been over the luxury tax, and I don't probably think in their franchise history. I can't tell you the last time the Indiana Pacers have had salary over the luxury tax line. So now they get to benefit from Giannis not going to the Knicks and the Knicks retaining all of their assets because now we have the apron rules, which gives Indiana a chance to compete because now the Knicks can't keep Mitchell Robinson if they go after Giannis. So now I have a chance to sign Mitchell Robinson. This is the politics of basketball. It's all interconnected, right? So, but anyway, even then, it still produced the least watched Game 7 in finals history. Wow. More broadly, the NBA Finals has recently become a smaller television event than the World Series. Now, that part right there, that is what they don't want to see. You don't want baseball, any baseball event, overshadowing your event. Now, you can argue, all right, this is why the league could be pushing for this. I mean, this is for the conspiracy. I don't believe in the conspiracies like that. I don't put nothing past nobody, but the Knicks are just good. I'm not going to allow you to rain on our parade for your conspiracy theory. All right? The bottom line is, we have a good team, a great team, and we are performing to the highest level. I don't want to hear no damn conspiracy. So yeah, we could talk the conspiracy talk, but you're only shooting yourself in the foot because this is what they're going to tell you. Well, they only wanted you in the final because you're going to bring the bag. But you see the numbers we talked about from 2015 to 2019. Since 2020, right? 10.5. We talked about these numbers. All right. The decline is particularly noticeable because the finals during that stretch still featured brands that traditionally rate well nationally. It was the Warriors, the Lakers. I mean, these are the big teams. So this is also, I guess, counter the conspiracy route because you had the big market teams there. Numbers were still trash. So the NBA is hoping the Knicks can reverse the trend. Regardless whether they face the Thunder or Spurs, the two franchises that historically have not drawn especially strong finals ratings, right? In fact, the Knicks also faced the Spurs the last time they reached the finals in 99, and they averaged about 16.1 million viewers. So what does that mean? Does that mean that the numbers will not be great this year if the Knicks do play the Spurs? I doubt it. But I do think that the Knicks in the finals will automatically boost up the viewership. This will probably be the highest viewed finals since I can't tell you when. So we'll keep an eye out for the numbers, but this is what they're speculating that the NBA is banking on the Knicks to reverse this trend of falling numbers. The 10.45 million views, that's terrible. We've fallen below baseball. That is wild. All right, let me see what the supers are saying. My man D from LA says, that is what I want to talk about. Giannis. Hey, you're not going to talk about Giannis, God damn it. We will not talk about Giannis. No. All right, maybe a little bit. But only reason why I brought Giannis up, because I just want to show that now, Miami has a shot to get Giannis, right? Not to say they're a small market, but Minnesota has a shot. I'm not saying they're going to get Giannis. There's a shot for these teams to get Giannis because if you didn't have an apron scenario, he would have been a Knick. That's a fact. That's a fact. You see my man. J-Tap says, no star has ever come to New York on their own accord. How did Bob McAdoo come to the Knicks? Or Bernard? Were they traded? How let me know in the chat. I'm not gonna look it up. How did Bernard? I keep forgetting I could put the comments on the screen. I'm used to reading them without them being on the screen. Was Bernard and Bob McAdoo traded? I know Earl of Pearl Monroe was traded. Ewing was drafted. Houston was traded. Sprewell was traded. LJ was signed, but was he a star though? Was LJ a star? Amari Stoudemire signed. Was he a star? So I don't know what you mean by star. You talking about superstar? We don't really get superstars, so you got to clarify that, J-Tap. And my man AEP says, I'm on James Dolan's side. It's like an arcade game. If you can't pay, you can't play. He shouldn't have the subsidy other millionaires. Okay, you shouldn't have to subsidize other millionaires. Got you. Okay, I appreciate that. I agree. I'm with that. I'm a player in the game, man, and I look at it like, yo, if we all play in the game, then you got to handle your own side. That's just the way I see it, man. You know what I'm saying? I listen. You know what Silver is trying to do, and I get it, and I like some of the things that Silver's doing as well. But what they're doing is they're taking away our advantage of New York City. That's what they're taking away. They're trying to make Indiana and put them on the same level as New York. And we know that that technically could never be the case because of the market size. But if everyone is getting the bag from the national networks, if we could get people to care about Indiana and care about Oklahoma, then we can make a killing. So this is big business, man. So look, I'm gonna open up the phone lines, right, in a second, all right? What I need you guys to do is definitely smash that like button like my man AP said, all right? And then what I need you guys to do is I need you guys to hit my link tree, all right? And when you get the chance, check out the merch, man. We got the merch, man. We got mugs, we got hoodies, we got shirts. We got the Captain 11 joints. We got the This Week Inside the NYK mug. We got the Blue and Orange Brunch mug. We got the Bodega Cat mug, okay? Right? We got the Black Bodega Cat mug, the Bodega Cat t-shirts, hoodies, more mugs, Captain 11. All right, you feel me? All you gotta do is hit the link tree, man. Linktree/The Objective Fan. You will see the merch at the top of the link tree, and go copy you something, man. The mugs, the t-shirts, everything is lit. We also got them in white, and we got them in this natural color right here, which is fire. All right. Let me get these natural colors too. Start rocking these. All right. But all you got to do is hit the link tree. All right. And I'm going to get to these phone lines. Now, for all the people who are new to the show, because there's a lot of you people who are new, these are the rules. Everyone could call up. You get 3 minutes. Anybody. All right. So you hear that let's go. That's when your clock starts. And then you hear that's when the call is over. Now, if you feel like your time is not enough, you do got the $5 callback action. You also do have the $5 to request the caller. All right. And you could donate for another caller to join. All right. And if the opposing team calls up, which they won't, because they're all spooky in the goddamn woods, they're not calling up. But you could hang up on the opposing caller as well. All right. These are the rules. If you're not familiar, all right, with the show, and you can call up 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. Wait, hold on. What's going on in the super? Let me see. Sewer Star Objective. Superstar? Wait, I don't understand that super. You got to explain that, J-Tap. You might have to call up. All right. You, my man's in 100 grands. But then, I'm not in the live chat, so I don't know what's going on in the live. Then my man, Crim's dad, salute to my man Crim's dad. He goes, hang up on J-Tap the next time he calls. No excuses. J-Tap spreading lies about Karad being wrong. Karad is never wrong. Okay, I like that rule, though. I like the rule. Rule number 1. Rule number 2. All right, rule number 1. Rule number 3. Hang up on J-Tap. Hey, man, salute to OKF Nation, man. I hope y'all just joking. Hold on, let me go in the live chat. What's going on with my people in the chat? Hopefully y'all good up in there. J-Tap is my man's in them. I do appreciate y'all support. All right. We talking about San Antonio. Okay, you talking about San Antonio tanking? Okay. All right, as long as y'all good, as long as y'all good. But Crim's that I can't bang the phone on J-Tap. I'm sorry, I can't. There's no way I could do that. He is my friend. He pops out. He flew all the way from Cali to see me. All right. So, but what I will do, I will take that hang up and I will apply it to our list. We got like 5 hang-ups. So that's what I will do, Crim's dad. But I can't. I'm sorry, I cannot use it on J-Tap. J-Tap can say whatever he wants about me. He's from Brooklyn. I know where he's from. This is how they do. Brooklyn people, we just stab each other in the back, but we still cool. That's just the rules of how it works. But to be honest though, realistically, I know Crim's dad was just he was having some fun with J-Tap. But this is an example of how you would do a hang up. All right. If you send a $25 donation, if you feel like I'm not getting them off, you could do that, and I will hang up the phone on the opposing caller just to let you guys know how that works. But they're not calling up. Like the Cleveland Cavaliers, spooky in the woods. They never called. I mean, they had one guy who called, but he whispered and said Cavs in 6. I thought that was the weirdest, spookiest thing I ever seen in my life. And nobody else from Cleveland called. They sent me messages, but they never called up. So at this point in time, OKC sending messages right now, but they don't got the heart to call up too. OKC, where your heart at? I'm calling y'all out right now. Where are you, OKC Thunder fans? I really want to get in the ring with an Oklahoma City Thunder fan. By the way, I wrote my my article on my Substack, okay? It's called "The Knicks Are Staring Down from the Mountaintop at OKC." Go check it out. It's on my Substack. All right? It's fire. It's a lot of information. Do y'all see all of this information right here? A lot of information. Trust me, when I take my time and I put my mind to something, this is what it is. I probably would get like half of my keys from this article. So, OKC, just know when you coming through here, you dealing with somebody who really is about this life from an information standpoint. I truly believe every word that I wrote in this article, and it's a fire read. If you didn't get a chance to read it, go ahead and check it out. Let me get to the phone lines. Let me see who called. All right, 646-995-8389. Call up. And we're talking about how the Knicks plan on saving the NBA. All right. Hold on. Let me get my man J-Tap. I got to see where J-Tap is coming from. 646-995-8389.
Hey,
J-Tap, what's good?
what's going on?
So what's going on in the chat, man? You saying I'm wrong? What was I wrong about, man? What's the deal, man? Where we going, man?
Nah. Early in the program, you're talking about Becky talking about standing on her business about Jalen Brunson stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
I was making a joke that's saying that you never admit when you're wrong, because at the watch party, you were saying, "Don't pass, don't pass, don't pass." Oh, nice pass. That's all I was saying.
I'm trolling though. I'm not serious about that.
That's what it was. That's not
it's
a big
okay.
deal.
Yeah, we good. We
Nah,
good.
but,
I know you always gonna pull my leg, so we always good. You know that.
Yeah, it's all good. But when I said superstar, I was talking about the apron stuff.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
okay.
Like they put all that stuff in place so they can make other teams, get more superstars there in their town.
Right.
And all I was saying that never in the history, whether there's no salary cap, a tight salary cap, apron system, no superstar has ever come to New York
That's true.
on their own accord.
Yeah. You saying superstar,
And I'm
not
saying
like
ever. I
you
mean,
talking about like Shaq, the Diesel.
yeah,
Got you.
LeBron,
LeBron,
Durant, Kyrie, like superstars. I mean,
superstars.
they've been traded here, and I mean Melo and whoever else,
Right.
LJ, if you want to say he's a superstar. But I don't. Going back to the Giannis thing, I don't think he wants to come here. I honestly think that guy cannot handle the media pressure and the fan pressure of New York City. He's played in Milwaukee and Greece his whole life. What pressure? You know what I mean? He wants
No
to go to
pressure.
Miami, chill at the beach, or go to LA, make some commercials. He don't want to come to his pressure cooker. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying about him. And Cat came here, but he got traded or whatever.
He got traded. Yeah, that wasn't on his own will. No, you got a point. Now, was Bernard King traded?
He's traded, all of them.
He was traded.
All were.
And McAdoo too, right?
All of them.
Wow.
All of them. So, I mean, Brunson's a special player because when he got here, he wasn't a superstar, but you know what he wanted to do? He could handle the pressure. He can handle the pressure of New York City, the press, the fans, that championship, because he wants it just as bad as we do.
Right.
And we're going to get it. We're going to get it. And when's your prediction show?
Oh, on my 10 keys? Okay, so look, we got time. So the next game is not till Wednesday. So I probably do the 10 keys probably Tuesday or Monday, right before the Wednesday comes, because I don't like people stealing my stuff. So, and you know what else I might do too? I might write an article with it as well. So I might turn the 10 keys because, I'm kind of getting into my article bag right now. Feel me?
Yeah, I also want to give you props for writing that article.
Thanks.
Because writing, it's a lost art, you know what I mean?
Right.
Just like reading is. Everybody wants that quick fix, whether it's on video or short or whatever. So I give you props for that. And I want to give a shout out to Miss Coffee. You better stop playing with me, girl. Stop playing.
Yo, get on his head, Cleo. Get on his head. Nah. It's all love.
All right, and I'm out.
Nah, big time. All right. Yeah, that's my man, J-Tap, man. Salute to J-Tap. Listen, if J-Tap is coming for me in the chat, don't worry about him. That's my man. Hey, we go back, man. But we don't go back. Like, I feel like I've known him for years, even though I probably only known him for 2 years. But that's my man, though. He met my entire family. Great guy. We get back to the phone line. Oh, I see Edgy. Edgy, don't go nowhere, girl. Don't go. No, we got to talk. What's good? DLA.
It's Gucci, man.
Let's go. Not much, man.
Straight to the point. I read somewhere in the chat that the league should do away with the salary cap. Absolutely not. Absolutely heck no.
Yeah, I'm not saying that either, though. Yeah, I'm not saying that.
Right. Hell no. The league loses value almost immediately because the MLB is about to go into a lockout. And one of the main reasons and one of the things that are going to come out of that is a salary cap. Because growing up in LA, I was a Yankee fan. And all I ever heard was the Yankees buy their championships. The Dodgers have been buying their championships of recent more than anybody else. And it's causing a major issue. Right. The viewership is good for the Dodgers, but every other team is you just don't want it. Another thing is like global soccer. I don't know anybody who watches football in this group, but the Italian league, the French league, and the German league all have, and the Spanish league all have like 2 teams that have won championships the last 20 years straight, and everybody else is just a club training players. You don't want that at all. Right. The NBA has it figured out perfectly, and other leagues are actually starting to emulate the NBA and the NFL. Just kind of put a cap there so that the competition is spread. You don't want a league without a salary cap.
Right.
With that said, I wanted to just kind of mention something that was discussed yesterday about keeping the team the same after this season, after championship.
Oh, yes.
I don't agree. And this is only if Giannis is still at play. If Giannis is no longer at play, completely fine, leave the team as is. But I want you to correct me if I'm wrong. Jalen Brunson left $100 million on the table, correct?
150 million.
Okay, 150 million.
Because remember, he was Earl NBA. He got the super duper max he could have signed.
Perfect, even better. Because he left that money on the table is why we're able to build the team roster out the way we are currently, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So now, just to emphasize why these playoffs are extremely important for the Knicks, this specifically, is because next season is not just about next season. There are seasons coming up where salaries are about to change. I know you said you'll give Jalen Brunson $80 million. I don't think I would, and I don't think Jalen Brunson would take $80 million.
But I was trolling though, right? I was in.
No, I got you, right?
I put
but
800 trillion.
For real though, right? Because of this second April salary cap that we're talking about, if Giannis is at play and you can get Giannis, Cat, and Brunson on the same team, I love all my dogs after we win this championship, but I'm sorry, guys. You just got to go with that if he's still available, because there are contracts that are going to come up that are going to make it more difficult for us to have the similar roster that we have right now. You know what I'm saying? So if he's at play, I'm sorry, you just got to go for Giannis, man. You have to.
Okay. I hear you.
You know what I mean?
All right.
No doubt.
I got you. Big time.
Stay here.
All right. Here's the thing I want to quickly add to that element that he just said. I think we control that. I think we can, it's not whether or not Giannis wants to come. Now, I think now it's turning into, and I got no sources on this. This is me speculating. But I think it's us turning into whether or not we want Giannis or not. Do the Knicks want Giannis? I feel like that's where we are right now. And we will see how these things unfold. And I think the domino goes, well, if the Knicks don't want me, I'll go here. That's how I feel like that's going to go. Let me get to some more calls. Angie don't go nowhere. Hold on. I got Rock really quickly. Then I got to, because Angie's the one I've been waiting to talk to. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. We're talking about the NBA being saved by the Knicks. What's good, Rock?
Hey, what's good, K?
Nothing much, man. Yeah, we talking about the NBA and the Knicks. Where we going, man?
I had a direction, but I'm gonna go take it somewhere else because y'all brought up Giannis again. I hopped on it yesterday. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna reiterate my position. Remember I said I came over to you and El Figgy's side and saying don't change the squad if we win.
Yes.
Because remember earlier in the season, me and you was like, yo, Wingstop could go bring Giannis, but you see how important Wingstop is in these playoffs, man. They're making a whole world of difference.
Yeah.
And I think from Giannis' standpoint, him saying that he opened himself up to other teams, no one expected the Knicks to be historically good. And so he feels we don't need him. And a lot of us feel we don't need him.
Right.
And if we win a championship, and then, we make our trade, let's say we get rid of Wingstop, bring Giannis in here, replenish our wings with lesser wings, and it don't look the same. People are going to complain, and people are going to point their fingers at Giannis. You know how the media is, and you know how our fans are. And definitely if we can't repeat. And he doesn't want that. He's very, how should I say it? He's very sensitive to criticism. He can't take the criticism of Milwaukee. Is he gonna be able to take the criticism of New York? But like I said, I don't know. My solution, I don't know how, but it's a fantasy. We can't acquire him and keep Wingstop. I was just saying if everybody can come together and take a haircut and fit everybody under the umbrella, but we still need to acquire him. We have to give stuff up. That's the only thing. I was saying let them just play out that contract and just okay. When the contract ends, I'm just going to New York. If anybody take me this summer, this is a rental. I'm going to New York. I made that agreement under the table. Him, Jalen, Cat, OG, Mikhail, Josh, they all sat down and said, okay, we're gonna divide it like this. And we're gonna get this, we're gonna get 4 straight. How about that? But I don't know, that's a fantasy of mine.
That's a fantasy. That's a fantasy. But
Would you
but
do
it
that,
would be nice.
Kano? Would you do that if you was Giannis and these guys are willing to do that with you? Would you do it?
I don't think Giannis. I think he'll be settled in on another team by that point, because now you're talking about next year when he'll be a free agent.
10 seconds.
Remember, he's not a free
I'm
agent
saying
this
if
year.
if you was Giannis, you was in his position, would you do that?
Nah, because he's too prideful. I'm thinking like him, like he's too prideful. He's too prideful.
Okay. All right. Because wherever he goes next, he's not gonna get past the Knicks. That's for sure.
Exactly, especially if it's in the East.
So, yeah, and he wants to stay in the East. So, let's say they're gonna take 2 years to build your team up. Who's to say you're still gonna get past us? And who's to say someone else is not gonna be in front of you like the Wizards? You see what they doing, stacking talent.
It ain't gonna work.
I don't know.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
So it's up to us to deny. I think that's why I say it's up to us to deny Giannis. But I do appreciate you, my man, Rob. Big time.
All right, bro.
No doubt. Salute. That's my man, Rob from the ATL. I want to say something really quickly too. With D with LA. D, and I see you. I got you right now. But the salary cap. I'm not saying to remove the salary cap. No, I'm saying to remove the apron. Because if I'm a team with the means to spend the money, it's only 2 teams doing that. And even still, with the old salary cap structure, you couldn't just sign whoever you want either. You couldn't just go out and boom, boom, boom. Nah, you couldn't do that. Because there were certain restrictions once you crossed a certain threshold. What I'm saying, though, is I should be allowed to trade for Giannis and then retain my own assets. That's what the second apron prevents me from doing. So let's say I trade for Giannis, right? Of course, I got to give up pieces. But I should be allowed to sign Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet and Mo Diawara. There shouldn't be a cap on that. That's what I'm arguing, D, and I'm going to see if you agree when you call back. Salute to my man, Chris, that he said it was a joke about J-Tap, Karan. Oh, but look, I ain't gonna lie. I know you were joking, but if the $500, listen, if you send a $500 super chat, all right, to hang up on Karan and end the show, I will do it. So don't do it, but do it. But don't do it, because I will do it. Salute to my man, Chris. Hey, if you send in a $500 super, the show is over, goddammit. But it doesn't mean I can't do another show. Okay? It doesn't mean I can't do it, but I appreciate Chris that, man. That's funny. All right. Hold on, D. Hold on. I'm gonna get to you, D. I got you. Just let me get to Angie really quickly. And I got you on the triggered. Because I gotta see where Angie lies. Right now, she's the captain of the Greek Salad Committee. A lot of her members left. Oh,
Karan, what's going on?
You tried to get me to stay on the bus, but half of your bus left. They coming on the side with me and El Figgy.
Nah. I'm still disappointed in you,
me,
Karan. That you left me on the bus. You left me on the bus. I am still traumatized behind that. And this is what I'm gonna say. I tried to stay up last night, but this is what I want. And I need you to hear me. Okay? Because you were on that bus with me. We were. So, and I was 100% about the Greek salad, regardless, win, lose, draw.
That's a fact.
And the reason for that was because Cat and OG had not convinced me at that time that they were close to the arsenal that the Greek salad brings or he possesses, right? And so, we knew that we would have to give up one of them, either OG, or Cat, right? So now that, as of game 4 and, with Atlanta, Cat has blossomed into this multi-dimensional player that, we knew was in him. We didn't see as far as the double-digit rebounds, sprinkling his offensive game and being a facilitator. So, I can't put all my chips. This is too early for me to take all my chips right now and just make a solid decision, win or draw we stay in pat. But right now, these are my options. I'm not putting in all my chips in.
Okay.
Right now, I'm 70-30 Knicks, right? If we win the championship, right, then I say they earned it regardless, right? I'll surrender to it if they win the championship. Now, if there's levels to this, right? There's levels to this. So we're gonna play OKC, and so what I'm watching for to determine, if I'm gonna push all my chips in to say let's stay pat, how Cat responds to Hartenstein and to Chet,
Okay.
because Atlanta didn't have a true center. Embiid didn't have Embiid wasn't his 100%, and so he was able to be that facilitator. Hartenstein is physical, right? Chet is just Chet, but I'm looking to see, are we going to still continue now that again there's levels to this. When we play OKC, I'm looking at Cat. How are you going to deal with a big physical center that's out there on you? And like I said, I think it's Hartenstein. Is he
10
going to
seconds.
disappear? Right? If I see Cat start to disappear and regress back to the Cat we saw, pretty much almost 190% of this season, and he starts to disappear, and we don't see anything that we saw in the Eastern playoffs. If Cat does that, then I cannot take Greek salad off the table. It's not
Okay.
it's not how we lose. It's not if we lose, it's how we lose. Like even if we lose to OKC, I may still say I'm gonna push all my chips on the table. Let's run it back, whatever we got,
Okay.
based on how we lose. If we lose and OKC, let's say, beats us in 5, beats us in 6,
Mm.
and Cat, listen to this, and Cat is irrelevant. We see the Cat that couldn't handle a physical big man playing against him, so he's not the facilitator. He's in foul trouble. He goes back. I'm not 100% sold yet until I see Cat do it in the West Coast.
Got
When
you.
I see Cat do it in the West Coast, then I'm going to say, okay, Greek salad is off the table. Until I
Got you.
see that, I'm not pushing all my chips in the table right now. It's too early. OG,
Okay.
he's proven to me. I'm good with OG, but Cat still got to prove. He got to make me believe that okay, I'm putting all my chips in the middle of the table. So this
Got you.
West Coast to me is a whole nother level. So that's where I am. And so I miss you on the bus. I really do, Karan. I do miss you. But I tell you this, Karan, after this series is over and we have this conversation, then watch how many people, if depending on if I don't believe we're going to lose, but God
Right.
forbid if we lose, God forbid if we lose, or if we win and Cat has nothing to do with us winning, the conversation on OF or on OKF Nation is going to be totally different than
Yep.
what, because right now we're excited. We're excited.
Yep.
Everybody like, yeah, we just keep the bus, just keep the team together because we at the height. But we can't push all of our chips in the middle of the table. It's too early, chat. It's too early to do that.
I got you. That's a good place to
You
be. I got
me?
you. I got you.
Okay. I'm gonna get you back on that bus.
All right. We see. We're gonna see.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Smash those likes. All
Thank
right,
you,
bye-bye.
Angie. All right. I had to see where she was going, and the truth be told, I'm leaning towards Figgy, but I'm always in the center because I am waiting to see what happens too. I got this article I wrote. It's called The Knicks Are Staring Down from the Mountain. All right. The Mountaintop at OKC. So look, all you got to do, I want you to check it out. I'm putting it in the link right now. Go to my Substack, subscribe to my Substack, and you will be able to read the article, okay? All right, show me some love on Substack. Try to get my subscribers up on Substack. So let me just pin this in the chat. All right, bam. All right, so it's pinned. All you got to do is hit the Substack, and you'll be able to read this article. And I talk about a lot of things in this article, and I'm not 100% no way. I'm the objective fan. I go by the evidence. The job isn't done. All right. The job isn't done. They got to deliver the job. So because I'm so confident that we will finish the job, this is why I'm like, I don't want the Greek salad. But this article right here, you want to check it out. A lot of information. You can just by clicking the link and reading it. All right. Do appreciate y'all and y'all support. All right. I got my man D. He said he's not triggered, so I'm not gonna play the trigger sound, but he wants to talk. So and by the way, if you are new to the show, we're talking about the Knicks saving the NBA because their ratings have been in the trash for the NBA finals to the point where the World Series numbers were better. So now the Knicks are coming to the table in the finals, and the NBA, they are hoping the Knicks can save them. So I want to hear your thoughts on the Knicks having to save the day once again for the NBA. All right. You can call up, voice your opinion, 646-995-8389. And I do got more topics too. I will unpack as we go forward.
Okay.
What's good,
I'm
D?
not triggered, and I'm gonna have to say a lot of things, but hear me out here.
Okay.
First of all, Angie, I got you. Don't trip. I'm on the bus, locked and loaded. I'm here. I got you. Yeah, but about the NBA Finals thing, the NBA has a star problem. The Knicks will help this season because Knicks fans will show up, but the NBA is losing pop culture players. They don't have the KDs, Stephs, LeBrons. They don't know the next one. It looks like Wemby can bring some casual eyes, but the NBA fans are watching the NBA right now. There's not enough casual fandom watching the NBA. So the NBA Finals issue is a star problem more than it is a, team problem, whatever the case may be. But I want to talk about Angie's comments for a second. And I hate to make this about Giannis, but this is not just about Giannis. This is about the Knicks' future. If Cat plays the best basketball he's ever played in his life, and Giannis is available, I still want Giannis. Here's a couple of reasons why.
Okay.
We are now under, not just is the second apron a big, important issue. People are going to realize pretty soon the second apron is going to increase the average height of an NBA player. It's just basic money ball, basic statistics. That's one. Number two, we are entering the WNBA. It is the Wemby League now. Wemby is 7 feet 800. Yep. So however you can get 7-footers under this second apron who are all-stars, you get them on your team. Yep. Another reason why, I know people have mentioned the Wingstop. If this was another front office, I would probably say, leave the team as is, forget Giannis. But almost 75% of this roster makes less than $4.5 million. Yep. That's a big deal. That shows that Leon Rose knows how to build depth. He's shown that the entire time he's been here. He knows how to draft resourcefully, and he knows how to get free agents resourcefully, and he knows how to trade resourcefully. Right. So I trust that he will build out a roster that will support this team no matter which Wingstop has to go. So, but we are talking about what y'all don't want to see is Wemby with Hartenstein and Mitch Robinson as his supporting bigs, because that's going to happen. That's going to happen.
Well, hold on. Where though? Where would that happen? Where would that happen? Where would that happen? The Hartenstein would.
They have assets to get. Do you think they're going to let Wemby not get at least borderline all-star centers to play alongside him?
Oh, you talking about San Antonio? Oh, yeah. They could get him.
100%.
Yeah, they could get him.
He's going to have at least 2 solid bigs to play next to him. That's a problem. And again, under the second apron, you want to get, if you can get an all-star superstar big, you got to go for it. Like, for instance, right now, there's a conversation about J-Dub in OKC is most likely going to be moved. Most likely. The reason why they're not going to move Chet, even if Chet has a terrible finals, is because Chet is 7 feet in the second apron era. He's 7 feet.
Do you think they try to bring Hartenstein back too, or they Hartenstein walking regardless?
If they can do it, they will. You know what I mean? And it ain't got to be the double big lineup playing together, but you definitely want that support as much as you can of versatile bigs who can stretch the floor under this new second apron.
But you could move Williams and get like 2 good players, right?
Facts. And they're kind of realizing that Williams, that's another thing about the second apron. You don't want bad contracts.
Bingo.
He's kind of looking like it might be a little bit of a bad contract.
Right.
Because he's getting injured a lot and he's not as productive. Just to your point about the Boston Celtics, that plug and play type player, how close to $60 million are you actually worth? If I can find another, you know what I'm saying, another 3-and-D 6'7" guy that could just defend and shoot, I can find a lot of them. So that's why J-Dub is kind of going through what he's going through. But I do like your point about the second apron, not restricting the assets that you can trade or like,
That's all I'm saying.
That's a very valid point.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Very valid point.
Outside of that, no, we still need the salary cap because the Lakers would OD and the Knicks would OD. That would be crazy.
I won't mind that though, because we'll win a bunch of
course, those are our teams, but
you know what I mean?
But for the rest of the league, it would be good.
Point though, the reason why superstars never came here is because of Dolan. That's kind of changed a little bit. You know what I'm saying? They were avoiding Dolan by all costs. Leon is here, so maybe that changes a little bit. But Angie, don't trip. I got you.
Just in case Dolan's listening, I just want to put this. But he's not a part of the OKF brand, goddammit. Just in case Dolan is listening. I think Dolan definitely now, for sure, showing that he would bring in the right people, I think players would want to play for. I don't think that that's a knock. Even like when Melo came, Mari came, you could argue it happened then, but we just never had the luck in the free agency too. Plus, another thing too, J-Top and D, we never had the money, right? We had a lot of bad contracts. So we never really had an abundance of money to sign stars either. And then when we did, it was like LeBron. But then it would have just been LeBron, so he want to go play with other people. He don't want to just come here by himself, right? So another thing too that D said that I thought was powerful was he talked about the star power and the casual people who relate to the casuals. And I think that he hit that on the nail. What happens after LeBron? You got international guys, but Wemby's not going to be in the finals, right? Not SGA. Ant-Man is not going to be in the finals, right? Ant-Man is very popular. LaMelo Ball is not going to be in the finals. So there are stars that casuals resonate with. There always will be, but they are not the MJs, the ball-headed guy level guys, the LeBron level guys, the most popular guys in the NBA. Ja Morant, they lose cannons. You feel what I'm saying? So that's where it's at. And also the tall player thing, he has a point with that too, because and Gil from Gil's Arena, they talked about this a lot. How when Shaq was doing his thing, everybody was looking for a 7-footer to guard Shaq because Shaq was a force. So now you got the 7'5" Wemby. We're going to be looking for the next 7'1", 7'2", 7'3", 6'10", 2 guard. It's like the super tall for their position guys will be the trend. I do agree with that. I'm going to get back to the phone lines in a second. I talked about Brunson's critic. I want to talk about the rest advantage really quickly, and I'm going to get right back to the phone line. So if you call, I will call back, 646-995-8389. By the way, I always forget to share this message, but if you are at work, all right, and for whatever reason you can't call up, feel free to send in a donation. And if you do, I would treat your donation in place of a call, all right? I don't know where the hell the message is at. Thought I had it here. I don't see it. But I always forget to let you guys know about that because I know a lot of you guys are at work and, you're listening to the show while you're working, but you can't call up, but you would like to share some. You can send in a super cash app, whatever you prefer, and I would treat it in place of a call. All right? I'm going to have that on it ready for the next show. But really quickly, I want to talk about the rest advantage, all right? And maybe I'll save the other topic, because we do got a lot of calls. I'll save that other topic later for a later show. But I want to talk about the rest because SI has a really interesting article about the 3 ways the rest will be different. This is why I know I always say I'm not the biggest rest guy, all right? But, and I see you, Rock, give me 2 seconds. But rest is important. I did my research. I know J-Top was coming for me, but I am somebody who, I take accountability when I'm not right. because I understand for me, the process of being wrong is one of the main ways I learn new things. So I love being wrong. And a lot of people need to develop the habit of loving when they're wrong. The best time to learn. Anyway, so I had a negative thought process on rest, but there are a lot of benefits to rest. Because my thing is, you're young, you're gonna sleep in June, July. Save the rest for after the playoffs. But no, resting is a great thing. But we do have to temper our expectations a little bit, and I'm gonna show you why. So one of the biggest difference with the rest this time is that, the number one difference with the rest is that the schedule mystery, okay, adds to the rest advantage. When we didn't know when we were going to play, there was an edge there. Remember, like against Philly, I'm like, I don't know. Boom. This is why I had a hard time scheduling the watch party because, you don't know when the hell you're going to play. Then for 2 weekends during the playoffs, we didn't play. So imagine if I would schedule watch parties on those dates, we would have been screwed, right? So, when there's a mystery to the day, it gives you the advantage, right? The other team, they're competing to try to win to get in. But now we already know Wednesday the 3rd will be the date of the NBA Finals. So there is no mystery, okay? There is none of that, all right? And so there you go. And even still, the date, but you still don't know your opponent until a certain period of time because this series can literally stretch on until Friday, right? When's the next game? Friday? Today's Wednesday, right? I always lose track of the day. Yeah. So so now that takes away from your preparation time. But anyway, the mystery does add more of an advantage, and the other team would have less time. All right. And of course, the second difference is teams won't be gassed. I truly believe that. Oh, hold on. No, the game is not tonight. The game's tomorrow. So Saturday would be game 7. Anyway, you get the point I was trying to say. It doesn't matter what day the game is. The bottom line is, too, the opponent won't be as gassed because even let's say it goes to game 7 and OKC gets it done then they still got 4 days off. So they're not going to be as tight. They are going to be battle tested for sure. Going through a grueling 7-game series in the conference finals is always going to be hard. But, they won't be like how Cleveland was. Cleveland was done. They were cooked. So it is what it is, right? And the third difference is the Knicks, as a finals road team, it cuts into the rest advantage. I don't know if I all the way agree with that, but let's see where they're going, okay? Another curveball, they'll be the road team, all right? The team with the best regular season record, get the home court. Not having Madison Square Garden crowd behind them in games 1 and 2, as well as games 5 or a necessary 7, is already a blow. Now, my question is this. Will y'all be in Oklahoma? Are we going to take over the West? Will the Knicks fans, because we see what these ticket only the wealthy can get inside of MSG. The back wall tickets, where you touching the back wall like this, those tickets, they are $3,500. So I'm pretty sure the back wall tickets in Oklahoma won't even be a third of that. So will you take that trip to Oklahoma to go see the Knicks? Knicks fans in the West. What do you guys think about that? But those are the 3 things of why the rest is a little bit different this time around. It may not be as much of an advantage, especially if OKC wins tomorrow, because then now they're going to get that'll be Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. That's like 6 days rest. So, I mean, if they get 6 days rest, you're getting like 10 days rest. I don't think there's much of a difference there. But keep the calls coming. If I miss your call, I will call back. And I do got it triggered. My man Rod said he's triggered by D. Uh-oh. D, if you listening. My man Rock said he has something to say. Let's see what the brother wants to say. All right. 646-995-8389. Call up, voice your opinion. What's good, Rock? Where we going, man?
What's going on, Kay?
You said you was triggered, man. What happened?
Well, I think something that triggered what D was saying. Also, I think before that was Angie, right? That was talking.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I couldn't understand where she coming from, being that she was talking about nothing set in stone. She want to see if Cat is and how Cat is playing in the finals
Yeah.
and how we win, and and if we win, it's true. And this leads into the personnel that D was talking about. Um, I think they both agreed that if we was to make a move for Giannis and get rid of Cat,
Yeah.
correct? Am I correct in saying that? They both was talking about
That's where
that?
they're leaning towards. I think that's where they're leaning towards. Yeah.
I'm willing to go the opposite way. I think regardless if Cat do get punked, um, in some manner, I still think you keep Cat and you get rid of Wingstop then, and then you
Wow.
bring Giannis in, being that is going to be because Giannis still is going to need a five who could spread the floor
Right.
for one.
That's a
And
good point.
I'm thinking yeah, and what OG provides is toughness under the basket, and he can shoot the perimeter shot,
Right.
and and defensive skills. So I'm thinking it'd be easier to replace Wingstop than it would be to replace Cat. And as far
Mm.
as him being punked somewhat, I think you know how you seen when a guy's a little soft, but his big brother comes down the street, he could up the ante and make him tough too. And I think that's
Right.
what Giannis would provide if the following year he and Cat is paired together in the finals.
Right.
Because Cat Giannis is not going to bow down to anyone, and it's
No.
not, and those two bigs will make it certified that we have the best bigs in the league on one team. I'll thinking back to the San Antonio dynasty with David Robinson and Tim Duncan,
Right.
and you can find shooters. Leon showed that he can find shooters at the wing spots, and everyone know now that the best way to get a bag as a wing is to be able to hit the three and play D. So I don't think that's going to be hard to find. But what will be hard to find is someone with Cat's skill set
Yeah.
and pairing with Giannis. I think they will mesh beautifully along with Brunson. I don't think you could get anywhere past that. So I think that combination would be better than replacing Cat. I think keeping Cat with Giannis, that's the best thing you could do.
Wow. That's an interesting conversation, man. Listen, man, y'all not gonna have me talk about the Greek salad. Y'all can talk about the Greek salad. But I'm gonna say this. Um, we'll see what happens. I do think that we control the shots with Giannis. And I think that he's holding out hope that, it maybe the Knicks lose. Maybe there's a void he feels he could fill, and he would be willing to come here because honestly, maybe besides Miami, I don't think there's another team in the East that could be better, like to beat us by adding him.
Right.
So
Keep in mind, Kay. Remember how you say the double bigs don't work, in which they don't. It's
yeah,
only because Mitch has doesn't have an offensive mindset, and his free throws are questionable.
that's a
Let's
fact.
keep in mind that you don't see it a lot, and we don't know him for it. But Giannis has a midi. He has a midi now. He's developed one. It may
Oh
not
yeah,
be on spot 100% all the time, but he has one. So
that's a fact.
and he is a good passer, and
Yep,
Cat is a good passer.
there you
So
go.
those double bigs they can play off of each other as well as be apart from each other.
That's
Keep
a
that in
fact.
mind.
Yes, it's way different. Because Giannis starts at the
Way
top of the
different.
key, so the paint ain't gonna be clogged.
Yo, it'd be fire and ice, man. That's all I gotta
You feel
say,
what I'm
bro.
saying? So yeah, the paint won't be clogged. There'll still be space, but I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, all right, bro. Thanks.
All right, no doubt. Yeah, I think that I would say would be the difference with Giannis and Cat is that Cat, both of them start from the top. So now both of them will have lanes. It just would be a different system. I'm leaning towards Figgy side, and that's towards not trading for the Greek salad, right? But that's right now. I'm liable to change my mind based on the evidence, and the Knicks got to get the job done, and I think they will. So that's why I'm leaning with Figgy, because I think we will win the championship. 646-995-8389. What's going
What
on,
up?
Jamal? Jersey. Where we going,
What's
family?
going on?
Let's go. Talk to me, man. Where
What's
you want to
going
go?
on? How you feeling today, brother?
I'm feeling good, man. We got to save the NBA, man. They got bad ratings, so they put the Knicks in the finals, you know?
Yeah, that take is kind of funny. In my opinion, the Knicks been saving the NBA for the last however many years, even when we was down, because our fan base been loyal and still supporting and still watching, and I mean it's gonna magnify if we win it, but that's more my stance on it. They're not helping us get anywhere or do anything.
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, I'm definitely not insinuating that. But by us doing our work, we're saving them because their ratings have been in the toilet. The World Series got better numbers than the NBA. Could you imagine that?
I agree with that,
That's crazy.
especially with the talk about free agents we haven't been getting and things of that nature. All of those things along those lines has been because of the NBA and Dolan relationship with the NBA. The NBA is a business. The NBA wasn't doing us any kind of favors,
That's a
draft
fact.
compensation. The NBA controls the market and the way the league operates through the draft, right? So when you get your Dan Gilberts and they want Wemby to be tutored by Pop because of the international connection. I mean, he played for Tony Parker team over there.
Right.
That's how the NBA kind of, helps other markets and get things going in different directions. But
Right.
the Giannis thing, I'm all the way out on that.
Oh, wow.
I think, yeah, I'm all the way out on that. I think that's like past traumas talking. We about to get this chip.
That's a fact.
Giannis is 30 plus years old. He's a great player. Injuries is catching up to him. He's not gonna age as well as a Cat is, and Cat and Brunson is similar in a superstardom where they both play ground games and they can mesh well together longer than you will with the uber athletic Giannis, a la Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, all super uber athletic players, right?
Got you. Good point.
So unless it's just an outright sign, I'm all the way out on that. Like, and then you got locker room dynamics. He's a quirky guy. It's kind of like starting from scratch, man. It took us a long time to get to this point where guys that's meshing, balling, and gelling together.
10
And it
seconds.
would just have to be catastrophic for me to want to mess that up. But I'm more focused on winning. I don't care about Giannis
Bingo.
or nobody else, Becky Hammond or nobody else. We'll get to that when we get to it.
Thank you, man. Jamal, I appreciate you, man. Great call. And I'm with you 100%. That's my stance right now. I'm concerned with this championship, and I think that's what we're going to get. And then we'll go from there. But I appreciate you, my brother.
All right, take it easy, brother.
No doubt. Hey, I agree with him from his standpoint. The realest take I ever heard from an anti-Giannis person or, anti-Giannis trade. Injuries are catching up to him. See, now, if you would have came to me with that argument, you would have a point because he is getting older. And maybe this will be the continued trend. But to say he's injury prone, now I would debate that. He's not injury prone. I see you, Angie. Give me really quick. Let me get my man Yuri in. And I got Angie on the call back. All right. 646-995-8389. Call up. Voice your opinion. We're talking about the Knicks saving the NBA. We're talking about, well, some people talking about Giannis. I'm not talking about Giannis. I'm too captivated with what we got going on. But the people are talking about Giannis, so y'all can talk about it. All right. You got a call back. Girl Angie on the call back. She didn't say she was triggered, but she had some more she would like to add to the conversation. This Giannis topic, boy, man.
Karan.
What's going on? I'm not sure if you heard my man Jamal. He was cooking a little bit. He was cooking just a little bit.
Sunny side eggs. It was sizzling a little bit.
So what's your response? Because you said you had to call back. Where we go?
Yeah. This is my response is that, when you think about, the Lakers, the Chicago Bulls, the Boston Celtics, and I've said this before, this is just me, and I can tell, such as D and, a few other people, we gotta look macro. I'm excited about the micro opportunity of us winning, but this is what's going to save the NBA. The Knicks having a dynasty, us going down in history as a dynasty. And so, yeah, I love what the opportunity that we have this year, but I'm constantly thinking about dynasty. How do we maintain a dynasty? How do we go to the next level? How do we become the Amazons of the world, the Googles of the world, the Apples of the world? Those who wasn't just happy that they sales blew up and they won that year, but how do we create a dynasty? And for the caller that just called and said, Giannis, his injuries, he's 30. You got to do your homework. Giannis is not an injury-prone player. Do your homework. And Karan, you've said this a few times. If you just look at the physique of how Giannis takes care of his body, he's 30 years old. Look at Cat's body, right? Not that Cat has a bad body, but if you didn't have their profile, you would know what one is 30 and one is 20, 28, whatever right. Cat is, right? He takes care of his body. So let's stop, that small, that to me, that has nothing to do, what we're talking about. Giannis and Cat are not the same, And so, again, for us to throw all of our chips in the table this early, no, we're trying to become a dynasty, and that's where I want to kind of shift our minds. Let's just, we happy about this, but we're not trying to be a one big sale year. We and then, that's it. At least that's not where I am. And the other caller really triggered me too, because I've been thinking about this. Like, do we keep Wingstop or do we keep Cat? Whatever Leon decides, I can go with, because I know Leon is a macro thinker. He's a visionary. He's a visionary businessman. That's why he don't talk to no media. The man is on point. And so whatever, I could go with either one. So whatever one he decides on, I'm good at. And I'm gonna end with this with Becky Hammond, the hater. What's interesting to me about her is that she was one of the shortest players, bench players for the Liberty when they were smoking, when they had Spoon, they had what's her name? That's a commentator now from UConn.
Rebecca Lobo.
Rebecca Lobo. They were stacked. She was coming off the bench, short, very short. And so my question to Becky is, how do you hate your own tribe? How do you hate the below average height people? How do you hate Brunson? If anything, you should be cheering him harder than anybody. He's your tribe. He's the one that defies what statistics say. And that's what always just kind of teed me off about her, is like, did you look at your own resume in the league? Did you look at your own autonomy? Did you look at how how you was coming off the bench? As a small person, and I liked her when she played for Liberty, but it just amazed me that she's hating on herself.
That's crazy.
And so I think it's something deeper, Karan. I don't know what Becky.
She's projecting. She's projecting.
Brunson, I don't know if Brunson didn't acknowledge her or something, but it just makes no sense to me from day one when she made that. Especially coming from New York, playing for New York, and being again a part of the below average height tribe, and to hate on him like that. So I can't wait for her to eat crow. So that's all I want to say. I just had to call in and just had this dynasty. I'm thinking dynasty.
I got you.
I'm thinking
I got
beyond
you
this year.
I got you. And you thinking way more macro than me, because where my attitude is, once I win this championship, though, I don't care what we do next year. I'm walking around. We could be talking about the moon. I'm gonna be like, but that Wicks won that championship. I swear that's gonna be my energy. They're not gonna like.
This is what I want to say. When we host that trophy, I want to be able to say like the Lakers said, like Pat Riley said, like Boston said, "Oh, how many? 1, 2, 3." Golden
got
State
you.
would do that. Or at the champion, they would put up fingers. Oh no, we
Right.
ain't done. And that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
I got you.
I'm looking on the when we host that trophy, we're gonna be letting the world know on that day. Oh no, we're not done. We're gonna be giving those fingers just like the Chicago did. 2, 3, 4. How many
Yep.
we doing?
Yep.
That's what I want to do.
Got you.
All
All
right,
right.
Karan.
Big time.
Okay, thank you. All
Great
right,
call.
bye bye.
Yeah. Hey, Angie got points too. I mean, her and Jamal was cooking. If I could bridge the gap, I think Jamal was saying he thinks it's gonna catch up to him, the injuries. Not that he's injury prone right now. And she's saying that she's basing this history, and I agree with her on that point that Giannis, he takes care of his body. Plus, we got Casey Smith, and they are not going to allow nothing bad to happen to Giannis. That's a fact. Let me see my man Sean. Hopefully, you're there. All right, smash that like button if you hadn't already. All right, let the YouTube algorithm know that we're live. What's going on, Sean?
Yo, what's going on, Karan, man? How you feeling?
I'm feeling good, man. Where you want to go? We got a whole bunch of topics, man.
Okay, well, I'm gonna start off with this real quick. Why are we even talking about Giannis? Why are we even thinking about Giannis? Can we get the first ring first, and then we can move on with that stuff? That's what I just want to get to. Let's not talk about Giannis. Let's not think about Giannis. Let's get the first ring, and then we can move on.
Okay.
Second, how does Giannis fit in Mike Brown's offense? To me, I don't think he does. Maybe you can debate on that more and tell me more about that. But to me, I don't think he will fit in Mike Brown offense. His knees is getting old. His ankles is getting old. We do a lot of backslashing. We do a lot of back cuts. I mean, DOHs. How does he fit in that? So that's where I don't know. Also, his 3-point shot ain't the best neither. My number one question to everybody in the chat that is a Giannis fan that wants him: what trade package would you send to the Bucks? Because if it's me, to be honest, I'm not trading OG. I'm sorry, but I'm not trading OG. I feel like OG is a vital piece for us. Second,
Okay.
why break this team up when just last year we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals with all the things that we've been through last year? Just a few plays from making it to the finals last year. This year, this team came back. We added a few little pieces to it, and now where we at? We in the championship, about to win it. Let's give this team some time. Let's give Mike Brown some time to implement some more things in the offense, and maybe, like you said, I want to say last video. Shoot, next year, if we win the ring this year, next year we might win 70 games.
Yeah.
We might win 60 games because the offense and the defense might be more prolific than how it is this year. So that's where I'm going with that, and I'm just ending on that. Don't nobody want Giannis, and I darn sure don't want his brother, because that's just a roster just that's taking up a spot. So
Okay.
let's can we please move on with that? I understand Angie, she want a dynasty. I agree with that. I want a dynasty too. But let's win the first ring first, and then we can, you know what I'm saying, go on the other rails, off the rails.
Okay.
The other points with the NBA with the ratings. The NBA need the Knicks. The NBA need the Knicks. We are what makes the NBA great. We every player from LeBron to OGs to everybody say the NBA is better when the Knicks are better. So obviously we need to get put back in the finals, or maybe that's what we
10
need to do.
seconds.
So I agree with that, but at the same time, we was destined for this. We knew what this team had in play. Leon Rose knew what this team had in play, and we was destined for this. My last name, and I want you to answer this on the video. I had a big debate with my homeboy from high school. He told me Draymond and Giannis is a better defender than OG. Is that true? I need to hear your take on that, because
All
I
right.
believe OG is a better defender than both of them. So,
Okay.
but
I
I just
answer
need to hear
that.
your take on that.
I
Appreciate
got you.
that, Buckhorn. Appreciate it.
Big time.
Yes, sir.
All
Big
right.
time.
I think where your friend is coming from with that is the history of Giannis and Draymond. Draymond, all NBA defensive. First, he was defensive player of the year, and Giannis was defensive player of the year. I think your friend is talking about their height, not where they are right now. Right? I think OG arguably is the second best defender in basketball right now, arguably. But what Giannis was able to do at his height defensively, he was a force on the other side of the ball. Blocks, rebounding, aggression. You can't deny it. Draymond, as much as we don't like him, the one thing I would say he's good at is defense. It may not make that much sense, but at his height, I would have to agree with you if I ain't gonna lie. At their heights. But right now, if your friend is talking about Giannis and Draymond is better than OG right now, nah, I wouldn't agree with that. But at their height, because they're more than likely, well, definitely Giannis is top 75. I don't know if Draymond's gonna be a Hall of Famer, but they might put him up in the Hall of Fame too. I don't know. But I can't front on Draymond's defense. I actually did research on that too, because I was trying to fathom why Draymond is a good defender. And yeah, he is a good defender. But today, I would not put neither one of them ahead of OG. OG is the truth to me. All right? All right. Get my man Grady High School in the building. All right. If you didn't get a chance to, continue to smash that like button. What's good?
Yes, sir. What's going on, my brother?
Everything good, man. We got to save the NBA once again, man. The ratings
Once
are down.
again. Listen,
What's your thoughts?
as you know, I told you before, I told your viewers and listeners once before that I was in the military. We did 20 years. I have people coming out of the woodworks from different duty stations who I haven't heard from in years reaching out to me about these Knicks. Because they know I was Knicks all through my career.
Right.
And out of nowhere, like seriously, there's people I haven't talked to in about 7 years, 12 years. They're reaching out to me via my phone, social media. Yes, the Knicks saving the NBA. Everybody across the country is watching. Everybody. It's just that blue and orange. They know. It's one of those things. It's like we were such a laughing stock for so long. It's one of those things I think people are like, are they going to do it? And we play so ethically. Like, it's just good basketball. Like, there's no fugaziness. Like, our basketball game is pure basketball. And so I think that's one of the things why most people do hate us. I think a lot of people are just haters, just period, like Becky Hammond. I think I don't know if she has beef like when she left the Liberty or not. I don't know what that was about, but I know she rocks with the Spurs because she was after she left the Liberty, she was with the Silver Stars, and I think that's where her and Pop's relationship started. 100%. So once they started, she started rocking with the Spurs then, and then she became an assistant coach, as we all know. So we know that's what she's rocking with. But I think she has beef with like MSG and Dolan because I don't know. It's just it's something there. Not right. It's something there. It's something there. The funny story is the day I graduated basic training, that was my first like WNBA game, and they happened to play the Liberty. I didn't even know who he was playing. This is in 2004. It was like the first week of June in 2004. I went and I was all hyped. She was still on the Liberty at the time, so I was hyped. I'm like, yo, I get to see the Liberty play. Like, that's what I'm talking about. They gave us like a little graduation present, so I was thrilled with that. But yeah, the Knicks are saving the league. Becky Hammond's a hater, and I'm out.
Big time salute.
Later, man.
Salute to my man Dunlap, representing Grady High. I spoke to Sean, my man Randu in the building. Yeah, Becky, I don't understand why she hating on us, man. I really don't. You know, it's weird. I mean, we had some haters admit the Knicks were good, so it's crazy. What's going on, man?
What's up?
How you feeling, man?
Let's go. Feeling good.
That's what's up.
There's two things I want to mention. One, we shouldn't be talking about a dynasty yet. We haven't even won the championship this year. Once we deal with that, then we can move on to talking about a dynasty. But next thing I want to talk about is Giannis. At the current state of this team, I would not want to trade for Giannis because for one, I do not want to give up OG. But now, if he's available as a free agent next year, then we can look into that possibility. But trading for him, no.
Is that because we're gonna win the championship in your eyes, or is there a world where if we don't win, you would trade for him?
I will save that answer to once the season's complete.
You don't even want to put that energy out there. I got you. I'm riding with that. Okay. So, what's your thoughts about us having to save the league once again, man? The ratings are down, and now the Knicks have to come to the rescue, get the ratings up.
I believe the ratings in the finals are going to be good this year.
Of course.
No matter who we play, whether it's the Spurs or OKC, but I believe it's going to be OKC.
Of course. Yep. I'm with you. Not just because I wrote the article, but I mean, it's the reason why I wrote the article is because I believe OKC would be there. Yeah. I'm with you. What about Becky Hammond, yo? Why is she hating on us, man?
I don't know why she hate on Brunson so much, man. I really can't figure that out.
It's a mystery. Like, at some point, you got to admit that you're wrong, right? Like, we all are wrong at times. You know, what's so hard with saying, yo, I messed up, I made a mistake, my bad?
Well, she did make a statement that that if she's wrong about Brunson and he can lead the Knicks to a championship, she would be the first to apologize. But
yeah, that's no. She said I would be wrong. She didn't say she would apologize. But what I'm saying is though, but she don't believe you're gonna win it. So she don't think that she's wrong. You see what I'm saying? Like, she won't concede that what he's doing is impressive, and that's the problem to me. Yep. I do appreciate you, Randall, man. Great call, man. Big time.
Anytime, man.
All right. I like what Randall said. He said, you know, we're not there for a dynasty yet. We got to get through this season, this year. You know, we can't be worried about no dynasties. I like that. So that's a great point, you know. But I get where Angie's coming from because she's looking at the big picture. Tugboat, what's good?
Not much, man.
Man.
Yeah.
Where you want to go?
Oh, we everywhere today, right?
Yeah, I mean, yo, they brought up Giannis. That wasn't even my time. They brought up Giannis. It wasn't me. You know, like Shaggy would say, it wasn't me.
I say it's a good time to talk about Giannis.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, you know, relax. I mean, yeah, we ain't got no basketball, so I don't mind it, you know. And it's the people. Y'all support me.
We ain't got no basketball for a whole week, man.
So if y'all want to talk about it, you know, I talked about it last night. Not to say that I wanted them, but, you know, there's some other people who may pop up on this list, you know.
Yes.
So, but yeah, I'm not sure if you want to talk about Giannis, but if you do, I mean what's your thoughts on what they say?
Giannis. I like what everybody's saying for real. I like what Angie's saying on looking at the micro level. I like when people are saying, you know, we don't need that. Some people saying we can't have that. I mean, I'm kind of with who was that? Was that just Randall up here?
That's
as
Randall.
Far as like, well, even kind of what Andrew was saying, we got to wait and see what we have. We got to wait and see what we have. What's the result of this before we go forward? Because even like she made a great point with what type of cat are we gonna get in the finals? That's a great point.
Now that's the mystery.
Yeah,
that's the
and so that's why it's debatable. If like, all right, do we need that or not? I mean, if we get the same cat that we you know, the what Zach say, Thundercat, then yeah. But he said if we get Kitty Cat, then no. I'm
so now I want to step on the OG fanboys' toes a little bit because OG didn't have the greatest conference finals. What if OG goes in the finals and stinks up the joint? He averaging 11 points a game. He becomes Mikal Bridges. Now, does he be on your list? Now, does he go back on the trade for Giannis list?
This is where you start talking crazy and trying to trick everybody. Because we just had a whole session
talking about how OG deserves first team defense.
I'm
Cat
just
don't
trying to be
deserve no
fair.
first team nothing this season. Cat don't deserve no first team nothing this season. We gotta be honest. Does
Third
he
team,
deserve an
I
all
think
team?
he deserved
Third team?
third.
Yeah.
Third.
I don't even say second. Second maybe, but we know OG deserves the first team. So
No, yeah,
that's what
we
I'm
agree
saying.
on that. Yeah,
We can't even put him on that table. We can't put him on that island.
No,
That's
but
why we
no,
OG
but no, but
fanboys.
so then don't put Cat on that island because Cat was third
Why?
team and he became the hub. So don't put him on the island too. Nobody gets on the island. How about that?
Nah, Cat and OG are two different. OG's a dog, Cat's a cat, bro. They apples and oranges. These are
That is
two
a
different
lion.
animals. Two
He's a
different beasts.
lion.
He's a lion. All right, he's a lion, and OG is big dog, a big dog. So yeah, nah. I mean, it's just two different calibers. Becky Hammond, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, and she was already wrong.
Yeah.
Was she not?
She was.
Because the question was, I thought the question was, can they lead us to a top tier team in the East?
Right. Yep.
Yeah, 1A. Is he a 1A
Then
player? And can
they moved the goalposts.
And they moved the goalposts to the finals.
Yep.
But that whole panel was wrong. I mean, Windhorse was up there. He was wrong.
Oh, I love to see him eat his words. He eating his words. You can't count out the Knicks. You can't. It's annoying
Malika
voice.
was up there.
Mm-hmm.
She was wrong. The only person, and that's where we kind of got blinded. You know, we kind of got blinded by false grace was KP. I'm not KP, the other KP, Kendrick Perkins. Because that's when we were all like, oh yeah, he sticks up for us. Because it was that conversation that everybody was like, you know what? Yeah, Perkins, you got our back. That was the conversation that started all that.
Don't make me play that other conversation where he said that the Knicks ain't scaring the nobody on the day. Something he said about Halloween, the Knicks ain't scaring nobody. Don't make me play that clip. I don't rock with Perkins either.
That's what I'm saying.
Stay on that
so
side.
that's what
Stay
I'm
with them.
That whole panel's wrong. That's what I'm saying.
And Stephen A. Smith, oh my God. I literally avoided any hit clip of him talk about the Knicks. I watched some other clips of his.
Bro. I have no idea.
Not about Knicks though. Because he has some other interesting stuff he was talking about. But when it comes to Knicks, I don't listen to Stephen A. No, I'm not listening to none of his Knicks things. Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Not at all. Ever since we won, not at all. I mean, I only listen to it every now and then because it would pop up here and there. But yeah, now that we won, not at all. Am I digesting any of that information?
Yeah, none of his Knicks talk.
Get a whiff of it.
You can't pay me to listen to none of his Knicks take. Because once you spoke ill of our future and said we won't go to the finals, I never forgot you said that in the regular season. In the regular season.
My thing, I'm telling you, he lost me. He really not he lost me, but the cherry on top to where he lost me was when he was playing solitaire. That one, I'm like, yo, you playing solitaire? Because that was at our game, right?
Man, can I tell you something? You know, when I'm taking notes, and this is why I like to watch condensed games. I'm pausing the game and I'm going back and I'm watching I'm studying the play, dog. Like my attention is so much on the game. I don't need to watch the game more than one time. Because that one time I watched the game, I dissected everything that happened. So if you at a game and you're supposed to be a reporter, but you're playing solitaire, how could I take your analysis serious because you're not even watching the game?
You're not even watching the game and you're giving the most surface level analysis once the game is said and done.
Thank you.
Like it's not even like you're coming back with some ghost written. Mm-hmm.
That's my point.
Okay. But yeah. What else you had going? You had the Becky Hammond. Oh, what is the Knicks are saving the NBA? What does that mean?
Oh man, the ratings are down. The World Series had better ratings than the NBA finals.
This season?
I'm not sure what season it was. It was during the span because the views in the last 5 years, they couldn't crack 10 million views. So now the Knicks are there, right? And I'm gonna tell you right now. So look, the finals viewership averaged 18.6 million from 2015 to 2019, but had fallen to just 10.45 million since 2020. Yeah. So during these 5 years, they haven't seen numbers above the 10.45 million. And the World Series, hold on. More broadly, the NBA Finals has recently become a smaller television event than the World Series, the Masters, the NCAA Men's Championship. And that wasn't always the
Right.
case. This is according to Fox News.
And you know what's also interesting is you said up until 2020.
Yes.
Yeah. So what's also interesting about that is oh, you crazy, is the WNBA has gone up. So while the
Oh, yes.
WNBA is rising in audience, the NBA is lowering in audience.
That's a fact.
So I find that interesting as well. But that goes to, I know you don't want to talk about them, but that goes into how these games are being officiated and how the
Oh,
game is being played due to officiation. That's what's going on because you don't see these Tony Brother like calls in the WNBA. That's why people are more succumbed to watch it because it's like, yo, at least I can get some good basketball playing, not ref ball. Watching OKC and knowing that OKC is the champion and the darlings of the NBA right now turns a lot of people off and be like, yo, let me go watch the other product. I mean,
and
if
we
we're
gonna
gonna watch a
smoke them.
male, and I'm telling
And
you, OKC is the first male WNBA team, bro.
no,
So if
I
we're
hear
gonna
you.
watch a WNBA team anyway, we might as well just watch the WNBA because at least we can watch a full functioning game without the interruption of
I,
nonsense officiating.
I hear you. And I'm not arguing for the refs officiating, but this is what I'm trying to say. You know, they were out rebounded. They were -7 on the glass, right?
Hmm.
The Oklahoma City Thunder 3-point defense is trash. They shot
Hmm.
20-some% from the 3-point line. The refs, you can't blame the refs on everything. You got cooked, and that's why you lost.
No, no, no.
So,
I'm not even talking about the wins or losses. I'm not talking about the wins or losses. I'm
okay,
talking
I know.
about did you
Okay.
enjoy?
All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Did you
I got
enjoy
you.
watching these games? Do you enjoy
Got you.
watching OKC play?
Got
Not
you.
not whether they win or not, because nobody. I mean, people want to see OKC lose, but at the end of the day, we just want to see good basketball. That's what
Got you.
that's what the playoffs is all about, is so we can get pure basketball. And now we're
Got
in
you.
the conference finals, and we're still not enjoying the championship team play against the future face of the league. How does
Mm,
that work? That's crazy.
it's crazy, man. But look,
So,
man,
like you like going back to what you're saying is the Knicks are going. I'll wrap it up, but the Knicks are saving the NBA because with us being in the finals, it does increase the viewership. It does create $35,000 for the standing room tickets. You know what I
bingo.
mean? It does sell out all the merch the moment it comes out. So yes, the Knicks
Bingo.
are saving the league, but it's because there's a lot of nonsense going on with how the game is played and how the game is supposed to be enjoyed.
Right. Like you can't get no finals merch right now. All sold out.
Yes. Also, especially Knicks went out just like that. You can't even get a custom jersey.
Yeah.
It's
So I'm gonna
all
have
it's
to
all
wait to I'm
gone.
gonna have to wait to uplift my collection. But all
Yeah,
right,
and
man.
that's yeah, that's fine, brother. That is fine. But
No,
all
I
right, man.
know. Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
holler
It's
at
no
you.
rush. I'm gonna get my hat when I get it.
No, I don't mind the dynasty talk. Let me just put it. I'll end it like that. I don't mind the
Okay.
dynasty
I
talk.
got you. All
All
right. Big time.
right, brother.
All right. Salute. Hey, yeah, we might come back tonight, man. We might do another late show on the low. Yeah, I'll see how I feel. Hold on, this another person. I want to see what they got to say. Um, we'll see. Yeah, I don't know. I might come back tonight. But tomorrow for sure, Blue and Orange Brunch returns and we'll have the watch party.
Hello.
What's going on, Red Hot Knicks? How you feeling, man?
Yo, I'm feeling good, man.
Been a minute. We in the
It's been a
finals, man.
minute. I know. That's why I came home. I checked YouTube. I saw you was live. I was like, nah, I had to call. I had to call into homie. We gotta chat, bro. Finals.
Finals, man. I mean, it's
And I
changed a
think
whole lot.
nah, it's true. I think also when I talked like last talk, like growing up in that 2000s, like
Yeah.
that just the black hole of that era of Knicks
Right.
basketball, and to like get to this point is just, man, like just can't put into words, man.
I
But I
agree.
do want to shout out, because even though the players, I have to shout out Leon Rose, World Wild West, and Brock Aller and the front office crew, because without them, I don't think we even get to this level.
It's a fact.
And Walt Perrin with the scouting, like the Knicks have been good draft. Like it shows like the front office transcends to what happens on the court. You have a good foundation, you can go places.
I agree. I agree.
But going to the players, I do also want to give a huge shout out to Jalen Brunson for, I guess, accepting the game plan and realizing he doesn't need to superhero ISO, especially playoff
Oh,
games.
thank you.
Because it just gives the team, the opposing team, just the easier way to defend you.
Right.
Like, how many times last year in the playoffs have we seen the opposing defense guard Jalen Brunson the full end of the court
All day.
just to get like a contested tough two
Mhm.
with like 2 seconds on the clock? You don't see like a Nemhard or a TJ McConnell on Brunson the whole game
Bingo.
anymore, because the Knicks offense doesn't dictate that.
Way more dynamic.
Way more dynamic. And I think and I think he finally wised up in, I guess, that game 4 in Atlanta. And my favorite game of the postseason so far, that game 3 in Philly. I think it really showed like the power of the team, the sum of all parts. And right
It's
now
fire.
in playoff basketball, if you're putting out 1 through maybe 9, 10, you have a good shot.
Yeah. I'm with you.
I appreciate it. I also want to give a huge shout out to my man Mikal Bridges. He has been balling. My co-host, he's been iffy on Mikal. I always knew this is the type of
10
performance. I always said
seconds.
him coming to the Knicks, I thought we would get the Phoenix Suns version of him and the Brooklyn Nets version of him, and I feel like we're finally getting that hybrid.
Right.
He's the road runner, man. The movement, when the ball is moving and Mikal is moving, the Knicks are scoring. They are tough to beat.
Bingo. Man, look, man, I appreciate your call, man. Hopefully we hear back from you soon, especially when we win this championship and we all gonna be
I
at that
know
parade, man.
four to go. My last thought, you like I said, 2000. It was so hard to even think about the playoffs. Like, when we gonna get to the playoffs? We are now in
Right.
the finals.
Think about that.
But yeah, keep
Incredible.
doing your thing, man. One more
Thank
week,
you.
June 3rd. The city's about to be on tilt for our Knickerbockers.
That's a fact. And we still
Catch you
outside.
later, man.
Big time. No doubt. It's my man Red Hot Knicks, man. Yo, I want to give y'all a big time salute to everybody who's in the building. I may come back tonight. There's a good chance I'll come back. Because, there's some topics that we could talk about. There's always something to talk about. Tomorrow, Blue and Orange Brunch will be earlier, around 12:45, because I got an appointment I got to go to. And then that evening, we will have the op watch party for the elimination game. It's a members-only party. So to all the members-only people, you could come through. If the Oklahoma City Thunder win tomorrow, we will do the Pick'ems Challenge literally right after. And then every show will be a Pick'ems Challenge up until Wednesday, June 3rd. We do giveaways. We did the last duck race giveaway just the other day to my man Rodney. Big time salute to Rodney. I got to reach out to Rodney from the Bronx to Atlanta. He actually won the prize. So that's how we're going to be carrying it for the finals. All right. So look, I appreciate you guys and all y'all support. And until next time, as always, let's go Knicks. All right.